So welcome everybody, welcome to this new webinar about how free AI-powered platforms are reshaping the regulatory compliance game. So we thank Charles Rollet to have accepted our invitation to make this webinar. Just to introduce Charles, so Charles is the CEO of TraceX. So Charles, maybe you can introduce you better than me because you know better than me also the platform and you will explain that. So I let you the floor. So don't hesitate to write your question on the chat or open your camera and introduce yourself, open your microphone for sure and ask your question. Thank you again and welcome and enjoy this new webinar. So Charles.
Thank you, Lem. So as Lem said, don't hesitate to jump into the presentation. I mean, it's not a presentation; it should be like a more could be a discussion. So if you have any question that comes up in a specific moment or slide, don't hesitate to jump in, and that would probably be easier to respond in context. So don't hesitate. Today. We'll talk about, of course, compliance, which is probably most of you, regulatory compliance audits, which is probably your field, but how this area can be like really, let's say, reshaped, will be improved with all the technology that is going on at the moment. We talk about like platforms, we talk about AI, and so how it's like these things are really like helping expert people. So in that aspect, so is it really going to make like the medtech companies, so medical device manufacturers, life easier, as well as consultants, whether they work or not in regulatory aspects, but it's going to really make their life easier. Of course, I'm going to explain why and how. And of course, auditors, because technology really also going to help auditors, and strongly believe that the fact that the three parties that are the companies, the consultants and experts and auditors can work more efficiently and more in sync will really improve the collaboration and speed up things. So that's a great opportunity. Whoops, I will go down. Yeah, so just to introduce myself then. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. To introduce myself, I'm CEO of TraceX. So what is TraceX? So it's basically a platform that's built to manage the entire life cycle of a medical device or a product. So we can manage like many aspects that are all the requirements, specification, tests. So really about the development of the product, and as well as the regulatory compliance. So all the documentation management, all the technical documentation, all the quality documentation to ensure the technical files are ready and to be ready for the audit. So it's really a platform that is a combination for of everything. So product management and as well as regulatory aspects. But we can talk about that a bit later. The agenda of the session is really to, well, I will not deep dive, but just to highlight the regulatory context of what we are talking about. Then to discuss a couple of like challenges that have been raised in this industry. Then the step one would be like of the improvement of the collaboration is like having a platform, having like an all-in-one platform that everybody can work on. So one single source of truth. That's base one. And the second level would be the customized AI agents that people are going to create. So we talk about AI agents quite a lot. We talk about AI. We talk about LLM. And now today we're going to talk a bit more about customized AI agents. So how people are going to create their own AI agent that think like them, and they can, let's say, work on their behalf and under their control. So that's really the next step where a lot of companies are going, which is extremely exciting, especially for people that are selling, let's say, expertise, because they can really scale their expertise through this technology. I'm gonna explain a bit further, but don't hesitate to jump in at some point. A couple of use cases we're going to review. Of course, some search and navigation. So the search with AI is much faster than Control F or searching in anything. So that's really going to speed up. So if you imagine all your procedure, your documentation in one location, and then you put like a search AI on top, so you will be able to find all the information you want in a minute. So it's absolutely fantastic in terms of effectiveness, efficiency of the work. That data entry, what I mean by data entry, I mean document creation or updates. Again, this can be really speed up by the AI agent, and this can be speed up the way you would work, the way you would write it. So your AI agent or your customized AI agent will literally work the way you would do, but in much faster. So that's the brilliant part of things. It's just like not random update. It's really like updates the way you would do it. So that's fantastic. Also to stay on top of the regulatory updates. So for example, MDR or IVDR. So all the changes that are out there. So it's often, let's say, time consuming to find what's new, to be able to compare to like your existing documentation, quality management system, or so on. And so how these kind of tools can help in these aspects. We talked about auditor at the beginning, so audits, how these tools are audit friendly and how, let's say, they're going to make your auditor happy because they will spend less time in like trying to find information. So that's really going to improve the relationship between, let's say, the auditor and the person that are coming to show their technical file and their medical device. Of course, I will I will mention that they cannot search anywhere. You, as a medical device manufacturer, you keep the control on what kind of documents you show to the auditor, and so what documents the auditor can look into, search with the AI, and what it doesn't have access. So there are some controls, role-based access controls that can be used for that. So it's not like open bar, let's say. Yeah, and then so it's another thing. So we work at TraceX with consultants, and we're convinced. So how these AI agents and customized AI agents is going to really improve their work and make them more efficient, because what they have is like to put to the world like their expertise, and the AI agents are really helping them to work much faster and to scale their work. So we will talk about that in a bit. And then we will just talk about what tools are out there in terms of mainly EQMS or ETD. Of course, I can briefly mention what's our business model, because it's a bit our product and our business model, it's a bit, let's say, a bit new in this world. You will see. I'll mention that.
As we are a little group, Charles, maybe we can also ask if some people are already using an EQMS or the AI in their daily tasks. It can be interesting to know, maybe before starting.
Yeah, of course. All right, take some.
So I don't know if some of you are already using an EQMS or an AI tool. So do not hesitate to open your microphone and tell us.
I'm not using any QMS or any other AI tools for that.
Okay.
Yes, it's Stephanie here. I am using AI to double check different things that come across my desk. And then I sometimes run the AI agent a few times to double check the answer that I get from different AI platforms.
Is it helping you a lot, or
Yeah.
do you win time when using that, Stephanie?
Yeah, I do save sometimes time. Um, for example, codes, some of the MDR codes that you have to find or use, and you're just sort of double checking a customer's file and checking if the coding is right or wrong. And if it spits out another code than what you have on the file,
Mm.
and you've been asked to review it, then you can go sort of dive deeper and just double check. So I use sort of a double checking tool as well as finding things quicker. Like for example, I'd ask, okay, where's the database for the CND codes? Those ones that are required for the PMCF report. And then I find the database on the Italian side quickly. Yeah, so I use it for different uses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Good to know. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So I don't know if anyone else is using an AI tool. No? Okay, so let's go with what you can recommend us, Charles.
Oh, I'm talking about the new technology. I'm not I'm not. I can of course at the end mention what we're doing, but it's not the goal of this session.
Sure, sure.
Um,
That's what I mean.
Well, yeah, regulatory context. So I won't offend you by reminding you what we're talking about, but just to let you know that we are of course, software as medical device or medical device in general in a highly regulated industry. Well, ISO 13485 is probably the mother, and so yeah, so that's why we need to work in that aspect. So yeah, some challenges. So what's happening in companies that are developing medical device? So you have like a couple of like testimonials. You have like product team and regulatory teams often like misunderstand each other because they have like different goals, they have different needs, and sometimes it can some conflicts. Of course, the tools are pretty expensive, so that was another problem that we could gather. As auditor, I got someone, couple of guys, but someone gave me like that figure to say that they spend like 70% of their audit time like searching for information that was like very, very, very time consuming and so frustrating in a sense. Also for some EQMS or ETD that are being in use. So you need to have a Word document or Excel that you upload and download. And so for, let's say, quality document, it's sort of okay if you review them like once a year, once every 2 years. But if it's technical documentation, it's like very, very painful because you review them very frequently, create and review very frequently. So that can be very, very time consuming. Also, like the training was a big topic. So, how to ensure as a manager or Kara manager when you to ensure that the people are trained on the right things and to be able to stay on top of that. So that's also a challenge that people are facing. And of course, another thing, other testimonials was like as an employee, as people working in medical device manufacturer, they always struggle to find, information like in procedures, technical doc, wherever. It's always very difficult to locate the information because you need to open documentation. You never know exactly where it is, even when you should potentially, but it's never that easy. So there are like room for improvement from what we could hear. Well, the main one, just to visualize it, is really like product team and regulatory team are really two different teams. I mean, they work in the same direction because they both want to put their medical device on the market, but they have like different like objectives, and therefore, so one is of course focusing on building and delivering the product, and the other one is of course ensuring the compliance and to ensure they will be able to be put on the markets with compliance. So that's so then these two teams are distinct and can create some let's say issues of misunderstanding. This is increased by these teams usually using not the same tools. Like they use the same data. So, for example, like in technical documents, technical files, you need the requirements, specification, the test cases for the reports. The same data is needed, but the problem is that some of them, so let's say the product people, R&D, product, let's call it whatever we want, are mainly using tools that are project management tools, like can be Jira, can be Azure DevOps, can be, I mean, anything with X-Ray, with like tools that are really being used to manage their product. And the regulatory teams are mainly using, so either could be like a good old SharePoint or Drive with a electronic signature like DocuSign, and that's will be okay. But when people get some tools, they can get some EQMS or ETD. But even that, so you still have these two tools whereby the data, so basically is disconnected between these tools, and so that can create some very time-consuming and inefficiency work during the process. So that leads to a waste of time. So where they would need like an all-in-one platform to be able to, in the same time, manage their product life cycle, and the other time, altogether, I mean, to be able to manage so all the compliance activities. Then, so that was the phase one of what needs to be done in order to be more efficient. So the platform, let's call that our step one. So you need one platform with all the needs of the medical device manufacturer to be able to work efficiently. So if we split them in three buckets, so we have the kind of EQMS part, so quality management, digital quality management system, so where you can manage your quality documentation, your quality events, or CAPAs, or non-conformity, your change management, your trainings, and your resource as well, your management. There is also the product lifecycle management, so where you manage all your requirements, your specification, your test cases, your risk management, traceability metrics, technical documentation, and so on. So all these aspects. And also the business operations, because all what is communication, like a chat, a video conferencing, wiki, whereby you need to just share information, knowledge, sharing without the need to sign it. Can, like a Confluence, like Notion, all these tools enable that. Yeah, that's a step one, to have an all-in-one platform where you can have like a centralized information and data where you can then, it's easy to collaborate as a team. And so where we are going, so the step on top, so once you have your all-in-one platform, which exists, the next level is really to be able to implement, to have an AI agent. So, and where we are going to is like customized AI agent. So what is a customized AI agent? So basically it's like a digital clone that you will train. So the first step is that, so the platform, let's say you have your platform, you can do everything that we discussed in this slide. So this exists. Then on that platform, you will have your AI agent that you can create and train yourself. So what does that mean? That means as a user, you will be able to feed your AI agent, and with your all your documentation, your methodology, your templates, your historical documentation, I mean, everything that you work with to be able to train your AI agent. Then you can ask him questions to be able to train, to improve. Then once you have done that, your AI agent, so as your brain, can think, and is embedded in a platform whereby you can automate some actions within a platform. So what can it do? It can create some quality management system the way you would do. So you will then just give some inputs to your customized, because it becomes a customized AI agent, it becomes yours. You will give some inputs. So let's say the class of the software, let's say the localization in the US, in Europe, wherever. I mean, you will provide some inputs to your document, to your customized AI agent, and then you will generate, for example, quality management system from scratch, the way you would do, because you will have trained your customized AI agent the way to do it with your previous experience and so on. You can also create some updates on documentation. So you have some written documentation, you want to provide some updates, and instead of like writing everything from scratch, again, you give some input, and boom, you will update the documentation the way you would do it. Could be like procedure, could be work instruction, could be any document. It depends on what you train your AI agent on. So that's really up to you. And of course, you can do that 24/7. You can do that all the time. So that's very could be very, very useful to scale your own work. And once you have created your customized AI agent, so you will, let's say you will work with you, of course, you will review the work before delivering to your client, to your company. But then you would keep learning, because it's not because you train your AI agent once, then it's okay, he knows how to do it, and then you will, and if he's not good at some stuff, he will remain not good at some stuff forever. No, you will continuously improve with the experience that you and him or her, whatever you want to call it, your AI agent. So you will improve along the line. So that's very, very, very useful. And then once you have done that, so you have your customized AI agents, so there is things that you can do, you can monetize it. So for example, us, we are working on a marketplace whereby on top of our existing EQM and platform, let's say it's an EQMS, but more than that, and then you can sell on the marketplace, you can sell your own customized AI agent, and then instead of like working yourself and writing documentation like from scratch from all the time, your AI agent can really do the work for you, and it will work, as we said, exactly the way you work. So write documentation the way you would. It will also deliver, and it will be able to scale as well. And so by what I mean by scale, I mean like working much faster than a human being would do, let's say. Any question maybe on this slide, because it's like on the customized AI agents. I don't know if that's clear or unclear.
Do not hesitate to speak. Do you think that it's clear, or maybe Charles, if you can just summarize what you said quickly on how we can customize it, because for sure it seems to be easy when you explain it, but then when you make it by yourself, then it's more complicated. So
No, that's as easy. That's as easy. So customized AI agent are really developed for people, non-technical people. So you will have a platform whereby you will have your own AI model that you will be able to feed and put some documentation. You put some documentation. Let's say, I think the image I can take is like ChatGPT. So you will have your ChatGPT on top, because everybody's using ChatGPT, I'm guessing. You will have your own ChatGPT on top of your platform. The difference between ChatGPT and the main thing between ChatGPT and your customized AI agent is the data, because the data, you will have a full control on the data. Today, if you ask some questions to ChatGPT, it can, yeah. Sometimes what I'm doing, I'm using like various models like Claude or others to compare them, but Claude is smarter than ChatGPT actually, GPT-4, but whatever. And so the key thing is that with customized AI agent, and when you control the data, is that you have a full control on the information, on the outcome. Whereby if it's like ChatGPT, you need to guess, to hope that the information that ChatGPT has found on internet or anywhere is valid, which is not necessarily true, because no one really validated that. So that's the key takeaway is that it's like a ChatGPT, but you will customize your ChatGPT and your ChatGPT on top of a platform that will work exactly like you, and on the data that you have put in. In one sentence, that would be that. Then a couple of things that you will be able to do is that, well, let's keep this idea of ChatGPT style, and then what you can do with ChatGPT, you can basically like do some research. So imagine your ChatGPT, you type in your you type information, and then you will retrieve information. Then imagine the same thing in your quality management system or in your internal company platform with when you have all your data, your procedure, your everything. Then you are able to question your ChatGPT, and you will retrieve some information. What you can do as well, you can put some boundaries on the research. So let's say in ChatGPT, you search on everything. Now, I would probably in a couple of slides I will mention that, but you can have your AI, your agent that searches information on a specific folder, a folder, not on all your company data. For example, that's very useful for audits. So if you want an auditor to be able to search information on only the documentation that you want the auditor to search in, then you will let's say, enable your AI agent to only look into that space, into that folder. So that's very, very useful. So the auditor can be able to search very quickly, but only on the data that you want to them to look into. For example, if you have some some draft documentation for future release that you don't necessarily want to share with the auditor now, there's no point. And then you don't have to share this information with the auditor, so the AI agent will not be able to look at that. So that's really you have a full control on where your AI agent will search the information. So that's for searching. Well, data entry is like pretty much the same approach, whereby we discussed you are able to create. So that's again, imagine your ChatGPT on top of your platform, and you are able to generate some documentation automatically. Documentation, like multiple documentation, like a full QMS if you want. But let's look at just a document. So let's say in that case, you will have a document that you want to update. So a quality document, then you will have the additional information you want to add. Then you have your existing document. You have your additional, let's say, inputs, and then you combine, and then it will update within your EQMS the entire documentation. So sort of what you would do today you can take it away, you will put in ChatGPT, and then you extract. Then here is like you would do it already within your EQMS and with some AI that you will have trained and with some data you will have controlled. That's a big difference. But the input process and output is sort of the same thing. You provide some input, then it's processing and generating some documentation, some updates that you can refine, of course. And then the output is that they are ready for your review. Then you would have the search and oops, sorry. This one, yeah, this one you will have the search on the regulatory update. So we are aware there are some regulatory updates, and it's hard to stay on top of it because the data are probably sometimes like in very different sources and location. And so so with the technology, you can, in a very simple way, like do like your regulatory review and automate everything. So for example, like you would put like some links whereby you would like to scan and you would like to scrap the information to review it on a regular basis. I mean new, and when I mean new, I mean the AI that will look into that, not you as a person. Then you will import the data, the available data, and say, oh, there is a new amendment, there is a new whatever, and then they will be able to do a comparison between a gap analysis between what they have found out there, the new the amendment, the changes in the regulation, and then with your what you have in your existing quality management system, in your procedure documentation. So they do gap analysis. So that's a step 2 that compares. And the step 3 is that it will trigger some action plan and, of course, some action themselves. So let's say he found then someone needs to create an additional training for a specific team. So you will send like a request to the appropriate person to send to create for them to have a to-do to then be able to create a training. They will suggest some documentation updates, some new product versions, propose new trainings. I mean, anything you can propose. So that will make your life much, much easier. It will look at it in the information, it will scrap out there, it will compare with what you currently have, and then it will suggest what needs to be done. So that's very, very simple to stay on top of things, and everything inside your platform. The last, the one is like to be audit friendly, of course. And so we talked about search capability just before, and that's very, very useful for auditors too. So of course, for auditors, you will grant like specific auditor access. So you will be able to access specific folder, not everything, not all your company data, but and only the information that you that need to be shared for the audit. And then they will, once they have access to that, they will be able to, with their own AI, I mean the AI that you give to them, they will be able to search the information that they are looking for within this specific folder. So that makes their work much faster. And so, of course, that's completely on your hand. And you will be able to see only what you, as the legal manufacturer or expert that work for the legal manufacturer, wants to share with them, and not other data. So that's role-based access control is very easy to manage in such platforms. Yeah, and then another one is basically I talked at the beginning what's good for consultants, and but that's really how we work. That's why our business model is so innovative, let's say, modern, is because we're strongly convinced that AI agent and customized AI agent is great thing for consultants. And so as a consultant, what I briefly mentioned before, you are able to, train your agents to become your customized AI agent. So you, with your method, templates, know-how, then you are able to, it's able to automated repeatable tasks like documentation creation, exactly the way you would do it in your own style. So document creation, review, I mean, everything. So instead of being like you doing the work, the AI agent, the customized AI agent is going to do it for you. I mean, your clone, your friend, whatever you want to call it, is going to do it for you. Digital friend is going to do it for you. And of course, what's the benefits of that is that mean that you can serve multiple clients, more clients, because you don't have to spend so much time in writing, in delivering, but because they will do it for you, you'll spend more time with like customer services. So, I mean, we know that when you need to explain to your clients that medical device companies, especially when they're startups, so you need to explain them the way to work. I mean, regulation. I mean, they need the way they need to work. So a lot of like holding by their hand can be done. Then maybe usually it's difficult to find the time, but having like a tool that deliver basically the documentation as you would do, then you can free up some time for you to be able to spend more time with the client. So explaining like during sessions or whatever. And of course, it's very good. I mean, money-wise too, because you can scale your practice and so target more customers and sell in marketplace. We have a marketplace. We are working on a marketplace, but a lot of other companies are going to that route. So that's really the way things are going. and so that's really good for business as well as an independent consultant or service company. Then yeah, before I jump, any question on the various use cases that we covered? I mean, they are just examples on what can be done with the the all-in-one platform first. You need to have a platform where you have all the information, and then you have your customized AI agent that you can train and can work and do all these actions within your platform. No. All right, so then I continue. But then we're almost there. So just to give an idea of what's out there, well, I mean, sort of usual suspects. They are not, I don't know if they are all in one platform, but they are at least EQMS. But that's non-exhaustive, right? It's just a couple of names, couple of companies that to be able to share. So Dot Compliance, Greenlight, Guru, Master Control, Matrix, Qualio, and us. Well, that's more for us. So yeah, that's just a video, but because I will share the slides after. Yeah, so then what's make us, I mean, just to be a couple of words on us, just like we are a bit special because we are a platform. So as I mentioned, all in one, you can do like various things. But we're free, completely free. So we are what we call open source. That means the code is free. I mean, it's available. So usually the business model is that we are a free platform. And so how we work, what's our business model is basically through like partnerships with like consultants. And some consultants are, I mean, of course, consultants can implement their own clients and on the platform, and it remains completely free. We don't take any cut. We take a cut only if they decide to create a customized AI agent and sell it on the marketplace. That doesn't exist yet. We are releasing it in September. Only if they decide to do that, then we'll take a cut on what they sell to their clients on the exactly the same approach as Apple Store or whatever, Apple will take a cut. So that's the idea, to be able to scale the consultant, let's say, activity and work. So yeah, so we are a free platform, completely free. No freemium, like you will need to pay some features, and not no, it will always be free for all features. And for consultants that are implementing their own clients, but they are not using the customized AI agents, that remains completely free. And we take a cut if these people decide to use customized AI agents and to sell them on the marketplace, then we take a cut on that. That was a bit of a word on us. And then I think we are at the end of the presentation, and we are on time. So I don't know if you have any question, if that makes sense or if that was confusing.
No, it was good. Thank you, Charles. Yeah, as said, it seems to be very easy, and for sure you can save time with AI agent. But do you think that at the end, this AI agent can replace the work of a consultant, or or
That's always the question. In the next 5-10 years, I would say no, because people don't. I mean, people don't trust machines, or what's gonna happen I have no idea. I think the way I see it is like emails are coming, like Google it came in. It's like another tool that helps us to work much faster. I don't believe in the decline of humankind, whereby the machine is going to take the power. I don't believe that, and we're all going to be unemployed. I strongly don't believe that. I think it's like people, of course, like to scare other people. I strongly believe that's going to be a game changer in the way people are going to work. Definitely, it's like people. I mean, would you be able to work without emails today, without Google, Google or whatever, internet? Impossible. So that's really going to be, it's going to be a revolution, and it's a revolution happening today. So that's definitely something that will change our way of working, and definitely are we going to be all I don't know, all back to the crops and agriculture because there is no office job anymore? I strongly don't think so. I don't. It's just like a finger in the air, but I strongly don't think so. Because people want to work with people, and that will remain. That would remain. So yeah, of course, that will change. That will change the way we work. Definitely. Yeah.
Very good, thank you. And I also would like to thank you because it's also a webinar which completes the previous one that we have done with you. So I encourage people to, so if you have an access to, as a member, so in the website of Team PRRC, so you can have a look on the previous webinar with Charles to know how TraceX platform is working. So I don't know if you have any questions, maybe, so if you have any question, do not hesitate. You can take this opportunity to ask anything you want to Charles. Maybe do you know how you can customize your AI agent? But yeah, so I don't know if some of you is using AI tools, so maybe then with this webinar, I don't know, you can have an idea on how to customize it, maybe, I hope. So personally, I don't use any AI agent at that moment, but maybe I think
No, you will see that it's abstract at the moment because you have not been doing it. But what it is that you will have like a chatbot. It's like a chatbot. They really see it as a chatbot, and then you will put your documents. Then you will train. Then you will question. They call that prompt, but that's really a sentence at the end. You will question it, and you will give some response. You will adjust. So it's really like the kind of tools you have seen already. The new things that is going to be embedded in platforms, TraceX or others, but that's the things that is coming. So at the moment, you have your ChatGPT or things that are very outside of platforms. So you can ask questions, they respond, and blah, blah, blah. The new things that are coming is that there will be embedded in like a platform that's a professional platform. And also the data. So at the moment, so it's really confusing that, okay, so the AI model give me a response, or ChatGPT give me a response, but where did that come from? Now they start to implement some links. Then they will implement another thing that is our confidence, so level of confidence of their answer. That is being implemented, but again, that's still on data that's a level of confidence on the data they have access to. But so the new big things would be one. So this kind of chatbot, let's say, embedded and within a platform where you can have some automation. One. And two, you have a control on the data. So that's really the two key things that are coming and the next and the future of like these AI agents.
Okay, good. Thank you again, Charles, for all of these
Thank you.
questions. I don't know if you have any question. We have just one comment in the chat. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Enjoy. Have a nice evening. Okay, so if there are no questions, I will stop the recording now.